Badass movie time. Hey everybody, it's that time again. Gonna talk about some movies with y'all. I thought I would do. I might have already mentioned Star Wars. I don't know. I'm not gonna go back and watch every episode I made. Just super unprofessional of me, but it's just. I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure I haven't talked about my Star Wars movies yet, so we're gonna do that today. So, I saw Star Wars on TV and stuff when I was a kid, but I didn't really get into Star Wars until I was a little older. Probably about 10 or 11, I really started getting into Star Wars. And around that time, George Lucas went and redid all of Star Wars. So, I know he added a bunch of stuff, but like that stuff, I was young enough to where it didn't really piss me off like it did a lot of people that are older than me. I prefer the older ones because that's what I had seen, on TV when I was a kid. But the remakes don't offend me as bad as a lot of people. So when Star Wars finally came out on DVD, I got the box set, and this is the new shit. This is A New Hope. And all that stuff. This is when they called them episode 5 through 6 and all that shit. So, episodes 4 through 6, excuse me. But I look at Star Wars, this is the original trilogy. Past Return of the Jedi, everything's extra. I have my Star Wars movies, so I don't get as crazy about this stuff as some people do. And I also look at Star Wars as a kid's movie. It was a movie that I enjoyed as a kid. It's a super simple story. And it's aesthetically pleasing, which is the perfect movie for a child. It's aesthetics, basically. So you won't catch me arguing about whatever, I don't care that much. But, that's so cool. I love Darth Vader. But, so, yeah. You kind of wanted the original. So I didn't get all 3 of them. But they re-released them on DVD, in single editions, and I just got the first one. But this has the original version, the original theatrical Star Wars, and I kind of wish I had gotten Empire and Return of the Jedi. The worst fucking thing about those rehashed movies is the singing number in Return of the Jedi. And Anakin Skywalker being superimposed in there, that was kind of like, ugh. But, so I do have the original theatrical Star Wars. And I'm sure there's VHSs around here somewhere of the original prints, too. So, yeah, I really like that DVD set, though. I can ignore a lot of the things that people can't seem to ignore. Are they even in here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is cool. This came on, the old book and stuff. I think now that Disney has it, I think you can get the original versions, too, but, yeah, it's cool. I'm happy I'm happy I at least got the original theatrical. I think my favorite, I like the whole trilogy. I think my favorite's Empire Strikes Back, and I know it's kind of like the cliche answer, but Empire Strikes Back is so dope. I don't know. And I do like the original, too. Peter Cushing's in the original, so... Another thing that happened when I was a kid, when I was 12 years old, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace came out. And everybody was... I saw it opening night. My dad took me and my sister to see it, and everybody was pumped on it, and everybody was cheering. And I don't remember. I was also a really little kid, and I wasn't really like on the internet a lot around that time. I didn't realize people hated those movies so bad until years later. Probably around episode 2, I kind of started, getting on the internet and reading like, oh wow, people really fucking hate episode 2, and um, I I felt the disappointment. Like I was like that's not as good. That's not Star Wars, But it was. I was 12, man. I enjoyed it. I just recently picked this up. I got the prequels. I haven't watched these since I was a kid. I saw Phantom Menace, and then I watched episode 2 on HBO or something, and then I saw Revenge of the Sith in the theater opening night as well. And I liked Revenge of the Sith. I still like Revenge of the Sith. I watched all these in one sitting recently. They're not good, but I don't. Once again, I'm fucking watching a kids movie, man. And a lot of people will, when they're being cynical about these movies, they'll go, "Well, a kids movie's not going to talk about the republic and government." It's easy to fucking pull these apart. It's too easy. So what's the fucking point? I mean, just don't watch them and shut up. Is basically where I'm coming from. The shit with Yoda fighting with the lightsaber and all that stuff is silly. But I don't know, man. Darth Maul's cool, I guess, and I like Jar Jar Binks, man. I don't know. I'm not sweating it as much as a lot of people do. Obviously, they're my least favorite. I'm not a big fan of the prequels, but I enjoyed rewatching them recently, and I'm glad I own them. I mean, you know what? 1 second, please. Uno momento, por favor. Oh, it's right here. Before we go into the new ones, a comedy came out in 2008, and it was called Band Boys. And this movie really fucking rips the prequels apart. Basically, the whole point of the movie is one of their friends has cancer and it's going to kill him. And he wants to see episode 1. He's going to die before episode 1 comes out in May. So it takes place in 1999. And it's him and his friends driving cross-country to Lucas Ranch to possibly get him a viewing of episode 1 before he dies. And it's them fighting with Star Trek fans and stuff. It's a silly movie, but if you're a fan of Star Wars, like, you can get behind it. I dug it. I just thought about that. I don't know why I didn't grab that before. But, alright. So, Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney. It's a big fucking deal, whatever. Disney is a movie-making factory. They'll fucking crank shit out, But they do it well. And I feel like they did a really fucking good job with The Force Awakens. This is good. It's a good movie. I mean, there's a lot of people who like this movie. It's way better than the prequels. It has that old aesthetic to it. They were able to kind of capture it. There's some stuff in it that I'm like, whatever. I really like The Force Awakens. This caught me by surprise because I wasn't even going to fucking bother with it. And my friend was like, hey, no, check out Force Awakens with me. Like, when I ended up watching it with them, this was a couple years. I don't even think I saw it until a year or two after it came out. I didn't bother with it. And it blew me away. I was like, whoa, this is fucking cool. This is Star Wars, to me. The Last Jedi, and this has gotten a lot of complaints. I saw this in theaters. I was excited for it. The Last Jedi takes Star Wars and fucking puts it right back on its head. It's crazy. It's a crazy movie, but it's enjoyable. Which, I said about Revenge of the Sith. They just kind of fucked with things, I feel like Rise of Skywalker is going to kind of go back to the old formula. Like, it's like they're going back and forth. I have 2 complaints about Last Jedi. I didn't like how Princess Leia flies through space or whatever. Like, that whole thing was like, alright. And the final fucking scene of this movie. If you haven't seen this, I'm going to spoil the ending of The Last Jedi. So you might want to get the fuck out of here. A little boy is sweeping. And he uses the Force to grab the broom. And he goes out. And he has a rebel alliance, whatever the fuck they're called in this trilogy, ring. And he's like, and he sees like a shooting star, and he stands there like a fucking Jedi, and then the movie ends. Most Disney fucking ending possible. It was the most Disney bullshit ending to a movie ever. I can forgive it, whatever. Like I said, they're kids' movies. Keep in mind, when you're being critical of Star Wars, and you're fucking talking about philosophy of Star Wars, and how you read all 50 fucking novelization books that came out over the last however many decades, keep in mind, this is kids shit. You're enjoying kid shit. I like it. I can admit though, I have Darth Vader shit up here on my shelf. I also have Godzilla. Kid shit. This is kid shit. The way that they're made, and the like I said, the aesthetics and the craft of making a Star Wars movie or a Godzilla movie, that's what's appealing to adults. So if you're gonna sit there and Luke Skywalker can't be the last Jedi because you don't want to mix the Jedi with who cares? Or the big complaint about the prequels, mitochondria or whatever the fuck. Who fucking cares? They've fucking summed up the Force. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Just gloss over it like I did, just. But if you like the original Star Wars, The Force Awakens, dude, so cool. It was such a nice return to form. Like, it was cool. It's a fun movie, and I love it. This is more fucking zany shit. I feel like they did a good job. So, I guess I'm not that avid of a Star Wars fan. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, I like it. I like Star Wars. But for me, it's in the same category as, like, I like Jurassic Park. I like The Lost World, which is fucking ripped apart on the internet. I love The Lost World. It's, like, one of my favorite movies. It's fun. It's dinosaurs. I don't know. Some of you people take your shit a little too serious, But, I don't know, you're watching a guy who fucking spends most of his free time watching zombie movies and Game of Thrones and shit. Like, whatever. So out of all the Star Wars movies, I really liked, I don't own it, but I liked Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was good. I didn't care about Solo as much. I saw that. The stuff with, if you haven't seen Solo, if you're still watching this, me blubber on through this, don't listen. Wait for me to do this before you unmute me. The end of Solo has Darth Maul, and I was like, what the fuck? And then one of my friends was like, oh, well, on this cartoon that was on Cartoon Network fucking 10 years ago that you never watched, they brought him back. And it was just like, I don't care. Like, what? Oh, Darth Maul's here. Okay, well, fuck you. This is stupid. But it was a kid's movie. It was fun. It's Han Solo doing his shit. I really liked Rogue One, though. I thought Rogue One... I just think it's funny because before I watched Rogue One, I was like, these motherfuckers are dead. Every one of these motherfuckers is dead. I really like the robot in that, too. But, I guess they're going to do this episode 9, and then they're going to take a hiatus, which is really smart, instead of pounding shit at us for the next forever. I think it's a big reason why I'm not big on the Marvel movies. I make me a movie every once in a while. Don't fucking tell me what you're going to do for the next 5 years. Like, that kind of anticipation is... And if you're just making a movie as a commercial to be another for the next movie, which is going to be a commercial for the next movie, which is going to be a commercial... You see where it kind of, like, loses its appeal? Like, I enjoyed, I did see, Infinity Wars. I thought that was pretty cool. It had a dark ending. But there's so much stuff in that movie that went over my head because I haven't watched all 40 of these Disney Marvel movies. Like, it's all Iron Man. I think Iron Man was the first one. I don't know, man. So bottom line, I'm glad that they're probably not going to do this with Star Wars. I think they're going to do a Mandalorian show, which would kind of be cool, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a big Disney guy, so. But yeah, Last Jedi, that's my only complaint about that movie. It was just like, I even said, get the fuck out of here at the end of the movie. I was like, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck was that? I had a lot of fun. I've seen 3 Star Wars movies in theaters, and I had fun at all of them. Phantom Menace was I was a little kid, and my dad's not, like, into this shit at all. He doesn't give a fuck. He likes, he watches football on Sundays, like, sports guy. So, And it weirded me out too. These motherfuckers wearing cloaks and their lightsabers, and you know, like the smell of like fucking not like the cool kind of nerds, like the fucking, you know, poopy smelly nerds chilling. You know, like that intimidated me because I'm a huge nerd, but I don't smell like poop. Like I wash my butt, and you know, I get some action every once in a while. So there's my review of Star Wars. I feel like if you're doing a review, I'm gonna end this. I'm sorry, but I feel like if you're doing a Star Wars review on anything, you gotta let the audience know, like, yo, I get some tail every once in a while. Thanks for watching.